Hey Fragrance fam, happy fall y'all. Georgia in the fall is the best, not too hot, not too cold, and pumpkin drinks and desserts are at every coffee shop and bakery. Feeling inspired by all of those treats, I'm going to make some sweet and cozy container candles with our version of Bath & Body Works Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow fragrance. Two-tone candles are easy to make. There's only a couple of extra steps beyond just melting the wax, adding fragrance, and pouring, so keep watching for some helpful tips on making multicolored fall candles. Let's get started. Mason jars are always one of my go-tos for fall candle making. They have a classic rustic touch, which reminds me of apple orchards and pumpkin patches. So I'm going to go ahead and wick these wide mouth 8-ounce mason jars with some 6-inch Eco 8 wicks. So I'm going to securely stick them in the middle of the jar using wick sticker tabs like this or a dab of hot glue. I'll center them up later with some bow tie holders once I get them, but first let's go ahead and get that wax melted down. I typically stick with my tried and true GW 464 soy wax for my candles, but you're free to swap this for any other container wax that you prefer. I recommend using one that has a high fragrance load and good adhesion so 2 different color layers align seamlessly. So we're going to go ahead and melt down our wax in a double boiler, or you can use a melting pot, I have a melting pot here, to a temperature of roughly 185 degrees Fahrenheit. Once your wax hits that temperature, go ahead and measure out 8 ounces into a pouring pitcher or measuring cup and let it cool for about 10 degrees. At this point, you are ready to add in your fragrance and dye, so I have half an ounce of our version of Vanilla Pumpkin Marshmallow by Bath & Body Works, and I just measured it out in my bottle right here. And this will give my candle fragrance load of a little over 6%. Stir it in well and then go ahead and toss in 0.06 ounces of a solid orange candle dye block, which is what we have right here. This is about 1/4 of a full block. Make sure the dye block melts all the way while stirring the wax thoroughly to get the fragrance blended in and the color nice and even. I got my candle block from the Flaming Candle, and the color is even called pumpkin orange. After a couple of minutes of stirring, everything looks nice and even, and it smells so good. Guys, I wish I could eat it, but obviously I advise not to. So let's go ahead and check the temperature again before we get to pouring. My wax is still sitting. It's sitting at 140 degrees, so I'm going to go ahead and fill each of my mason jars halfway with this orange color. So we're going to line the jars up next to each other so we can make sure they filled evenly. And we're going to center the wick using a bow tie holder or whatever method you prefer. Now the next layer is going to be white to represent the vanilla-y marshmallow notes of the fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and let this orange wax cool completely. Even if it looks solid, make sure the jar no longer feels warm to the touch at all. Candle wax cools from the outside in, so even if the surface looks solid, it might still be warm and soft on the inside. So we're going to go ahead and give this layer a couple of hours of cooling to be sure that we're ready for the next layer. And voila, here's that orange wax. It's so pretty, guys. It's the most beautiful pumpkin color ever. Anyways, for my next pour, I'm going to repeat all of the previous steps we just did using another 8 ounces of wax and half an ounce of fragrance, but this time I'm skipping out on the dye. For layered candles, I like to make the second pour 5 degrees hotter than normal just to make sure the top really connects without leaving a little gap or seam in between them. I will say just don't pour too hot or you'll risk melting that bottom layer and it'll muddle the 2 colors together, which we don't want. Make sure to keep those wicks centered, and after your last pour and after letting them cool for just a couple of hours, here's what I've got. Colorful, fragrant, and full of fall vibes, but still pretty simple to make. So our last step is just to get these bad boys, these wicks right here, trimmed. After they're cured, they're ready to be burned. So I give my soy and soy blend candles 2 full weeks of curing to really be sure that they're set for burn tests. You might conduct your test just a little bit differently than me, so stick with whatever method you typically use to ensure consistency across your candles. And that's all there is to it when it comes to making layered candles. Once you've nailed the process, you can layer all kinds of colors to get different effects for different fragrances. Check out other layered candles we've done for more product inspiration in the how-to playlist over on our channel. Try out some of the other tutorials we put together for you guys in previous videos, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe if you want to support the AFI team and become a member of the Fragrance Fam. I'm so excited to show you guys some more candle projects that I'll be putting some more of our best-selling fall scents in, so go ahead, ring that bell icon to never miss whatever uploads. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I'm Maddie, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye!